What's going on out there, everybody? It's Tormel, Fight the Power Pitman. The reason I got this Scully and this jacket on is to symbolize the type of weather we're dealing with here in New Jersey. You know, it's crazy snow out there, and I would look like a fool trying to put a fitted cap on and a t-shirt where I normally wear during the video. I look crazy doing that right now. I'm just letting you guys know. I ain't going outside, but I'm gonna let you guys know how it is outside. It's a whole bunch of snow. I'm gonna first talk about, well, mainly, it's the only thing I'm going to talk about is the Jaheim situation. You know, a lot of people in New Brunswick and from New Brunswick, all over the country and all over, all over, they have mixed opinions about what took place in Robeson Village, the Ville. And, a lot of people are, on both sides of the fence. I will say this, though. I can speak for the majority of New Brunswick. We don't feel any type of way about Jaheim, whether we feel like he could have did more for the community, or he didn't do enough, or maybe his influence is enough. But most of us, the vast majority of us, don't feel any type of way. I have any hatred towards him. And I can speak for the projects. I can speak for Reed Street. I can speak for Remsen Ave. I can speak for JK. I could speak for Remsen Townsend. I could speak for Troop and Delavan. I could speak for the whole city and say that, if he came to any one of those areas, and wanted to shoot a video, we wouldn't have a problem. And if we did have an issue, we wouldn't have took it to the point of stopping the video shoot, disrupting it. It looked crazy. You got the white camera crew out there packing up, they arguing, going back. We wouldn't have did that. That was real distasteful. If somebody had a concern, I know as men, waited till, everybody packed up, the video got shot and pulled him to the side. He's in your hood. You get an opportunity to talk. Yo, man, listen, man, X, Y, and Z, this, that, and the other. So that was real, distasteful, on behalf of the city. Also, there's a lot of complaints about what people do and what people don't do. Let's deal with some facts. First off, from the door, Mudbone, definitely, I reached out to you in October. I said, yo, Mud, hey, Mud, listen, check it out, right? Let's go get a couple garbage cans full of candy. Kids gonna be trick-or-treating. The situation out in the Ville is surrounded by like a highway, and they might trick-or-treat in their complex. Whether you agree with trick-or-treating or not, it's a kid's thing. They're not gonna give us so much candy out of their complex, and they're surrounded by stores and a highway. So, I'm thinking like, yo, let's get a few garbage cans full of candy. Let's post up in the Ville and just pass it out to the kids out there and the kids who will come out there to trick or treat. I gave it to him. He said he gonna reach out to everybody and see what's good. Never got back to me. Mud, you know that. It's a fact. You know that. Now, two things happened. Either he didn't deliver the message, or he delivered the message and they wasn't with it. The only two things that possibly could have happened, but he never got back to me. Because a lot of things I do behind closed doors, and I reach out, things I feel like doing, I go through protocol. You reach somebody out in the Ville, let them reach out to people in the Ville. Let's make it happen. The kids would have enjoyed it. They would have loved that. But it never materialized. And the sad part is, could have said, listen, Mel ain't from here. Let's leave him out, but let's do it ourselves. Good idea. But you know what? He ain't from here. He don't rep our hood. Let's leave him out. Let's do it ourselves. Never did nothing. So that, that raises an eyebrow for me in the sincerity of this situation. Two, okay, quote unquote, he got ran out of the Ville. I didn't see him getting ran out, but let's just say for argument's sake, he got ran out of the Ville. You guys let Mayor Cahill come there every election year, post up in the Ville, shake hands and make promises. He's in position to make promises. He's supposed to back up his promises. He's an elected official. You guys allow him to make promises. Yeah, come out there with his little Richard Nixon handshake, waving his fingers, and never deliver nothing on. The minute he gets y'all votes, he walk away from y'all looking like y'all like scum. Y'all don't even address not one dirty look while he's out there. Not one, get out of here, get out of our hood. You don't do nothing for our hood. Y'all give him a full-fledged pass. And he don't even get approached. Y'all didn't even approach the guys. Now listen, the Ville produced some of the best basketball players our city has to offer. Shout out to Hassan Garrell. Shout out to Charlie Roberts. Y'all let them knock the courts down without a protest? They had basketball courts in the Ville. Y'all let them knock the courts down without a protest? Also, you know, I got word. I do research. The Robertson Village is not even allowed to attend their tenant meetings. You're not even allowed to attend your tenant meetings. So if something's going wrong in the community, in the Ville, the village, y'all can't even address it. There's a lot of stuff y'all need to be fighting outside of a video shoot. You know, that's a whole lot of things. And as far as the Mayor Cahill issue, I'm the guy that chased. Man, he came to City Hall one time. I chased him down the steps. He took off running. So imagine if I was from the Ville and he came out there. What I would have did. I'm in his backyard. I'm in his home. He stuck his head in the meeting and he got out of Dodge once he seen me. I'm following him down the steps. All right, come on, turn around, buddy. I don't got nothing to say to you. So that's just the type of individuals, that's just the type of person I am. I would have stood in front of those bulldozers if they came to knock them courts down. I would have did a protest. I would have laid out in front of them bulldozers. Y'all not knocking these courts down. These kids play basketball here. Y'all not gonna gate this whole community. Y'all not gonna put gates around this whole community like we're in a concentration camp. We're not animals. You're not gonna cage us in. It's bigger than a video shoot. So you gotta start picking your fights. And I know, how Robertson Village move, we the Ville, we villains, V's up. I get that. And I reached out to Giffy. And I told him I would love to sit down with Jaheim and try to open the lane where he can start giving back to the city, the entire city, the city of New Brunswick. Somehow Giffy got it mixed up and said I wanted to sit down with the young Ville. I didn't say that, Giffy. So when you reach out to people, clean that up. That I didn't want to sit down with none of them. Nah, I didn't. You know what I mean? I didn't want to sit down with them. And if I wouldn't win the meeting, I probably would have turned around because they're not ready to sit down. So I'm saying on behalf of the entire New Brunswick, y'all got to clean that up. We taking hits for something we didn't have nothing to do with, and something that we wouldn't have did if it was all. They're not saying the Ville ran Jaheim out of the hood. They're saying New Brunswick. So people are at work. People are all around getting clowned because of something that y'all did. So y'all got to clean. Y'all got to hit the air. Y'all got to clean that up. Y'all got to fix that. You know what I mean? We ain't taking hits for something that, y'all real prideful people out there. When y'all do, whether it's good or bad, when y'all do nonsense, y'all own up to it. So we ask y'all got to own up to this one. We are not taking a hit for this. You know what I mean? Yo, man, I'm at work. Yo, y'all ran the R&B singers out the hood. Come on, man. I ain't taking a hit for that. That's not us. The Ville rep, they do things their way, and that was just one small section of New Brunswick. That wasn't the entire New Brunswick. The entire New Brunswick don't move like that. They move in their own individual way, and we move in our own way. So I'm asking y'all, I'm asking, could y'all please, hit social media via however you could, just to clean it up and say, yo, we're different, don't charge the whole New Brunswick for that. This is the Ville. This is how we do ours out there, and clear our names, because a lot of us want to just get our names cleared. Whether we agree with Jaheim or disagree with him, whether we think he did enough or he could do more, that's everybody got their own individual opinion of that. But getting to the point of stopping him from doing something, stopping his productivity or something, I don't think none of us would have went to the extent of doing that. So y'all have to clear that up and let it be known that we, as a whole city, wasn't on board with that. It was just a section of Robertson Village that felt, and not everybody in Robertson Village, grant you. Just a few people in Robertson Village, because a lot of people from the Ville that earned a lot of respect in the city, earned a lot of respect for years, that people, look up to, admire. They don't even come back to the Ville. They got to take hits for what the Ville does, And a lot of them, man, listen, man. So not only, you've been embarrassing them for years, but now you did it to the whole city now. And we're making a question like, yo, listen, please, clear us out of that. That's not the whole city. Appreciate it. Tamel Fight the Power Pittman, follow me. Instagram, you know what I mean? Twitter, whatever, definitely it's real cold outside. It's a lot of snow. So keep your head up in New Brunswick. This is a minor setback. We'll get past this, but everybody, post your love for Jaheim and and post the love for the entire Hoagland family. Peace.